Well, hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Holly with the Nestle Valley Farmhouse, and today I'm going to be bringing you along. We're going to do some end of summer homemaking today. So we have had a full summer this year. It's been amazing. It's been fun. It has also been very busy. I'm actually really proud because one of my main goals that I wanted to do this summer was to keep my upload schedule going, and I'm really proud that I've been able to do that. We have been camping, we have had birthdays, we have had so much going on, and honestly, it's crazy to me that we are now at the end of August and ready for basically back to school. So my kids start school at the end of August, so I'm definitely feeling like I'm kind of sad that summer's over, but I'm also kind of looking forward to, I guess, the routine that fall kind of brings with school and stuff. We actually have one of our kiddos going to be doing cheer this fall, so we're going to kind of see how that goes. This might be the only year she does it, but we decided it's kind of like a rec league, and so it was like $150 for like a 3-month thing, and we felt like that was not a terrible price for everything included, including the uniforms. I guess you rent the uniforms, which is kind of nice too, so you don't have to buy them. So yeah, so we're kind of looking forward to that, but I'm also kind of trying to be like, okay, how busy is fall going to be? Because we have a couple more birthdays. My birthday's in fall. I love it. It's my absolute favorite season. I absolutely love the weather change, the leaves, all of it. I love all of it. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I'm also trying to kind of still enjoy kind of the end of summer over here. We're definitely focused on getting reset. So today, basically, we're going to be doing some blackberry picking because the berries are finally ripe, and I kind of thinking I might try to make some blackberry jam, but I'll be honest, I'm not sure I'm going to do it today. So my goal is to just pick a bunch that I can maybe freeze to either make jam later or just use later on, if that makes sense. So as usual, get my kitchen all cleaned up, and we've had so much going on. My kitchen has been such a mess. So today we're making French toast, another meal that I like to do for breakfast especially in the summer when we have a lot of eggs. Our chickens are still doing really good, laying a ridiculous amount of eggs, but it's totally fine because we obviously go through them. And I'll be honest, I'll be kind of sad when they start slowing down because I'm kind of looking forward to, I like eggs. So my whole family, we eat a lot of eggs. My kids like eggs in things like crepes, pancakes, waffles, French toast. I like eggs just in general, all the ways you make eggs. So making it easy with adding a little powdered sugar for the kiddos. And so we decided in the morning to head up and we found a little bunny in our little woodsy area, just kind of hopping along. Lots of bunnies out still, which I find kind of interesting. So we're kind of going up in the morning to go pick the blackberries. So this is kind of at the top of our property. We kind of live on a slope. And there were a ton of blackberries. So we're trying to get a bunch picked. And I think the goal is like at the end of blackberry season, we're probably going to mow down a lot of these, and because they grow very quickly. They're technically invasive in our area. So we still want some because we enjoy blackberries and we like picking them in the summer, but we are also trying to make sure that they don't kind of just overtake everything. We're actually considering getting goats back again. I know that's funny that we just got rid of them, but depending on how things go, maybe we'll get some next year. We'll see. I don't know. The hard part about goats and like other livestock animals is that you're not really able to do a whole lot of like traveling the same way unless you have people that you know can come watch them for you, and we've kind of run into that problem a few times, so I'm not really sure what we're gonna do. But obviously if we did have goats, our blackberries would definitely be not as all over the place, if that makes sense. So we did pretty good. I think we picked a pretty decent amount. I think we got about 2 buckets full, so I made about 2 quarts of blackberries in the freezer. I think I ended up by the end of it with 3 quarts. We also will probably pick one more time before the season's over. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So today is just kind of we got back. So we went up to my husband's family, did a big like family reunion up at this cabin, and it was amazing. It was a beautiful lake, and they had like sea-doos and a boat. So the kids got to do inner tubing for the first time. They got to go on the sea-doos. They got to kayak, paddleboarding. It was so much fun. Everyone had a great time, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm so worn out. So I am looking forward to like just kind of relaxing a little bit. I want to get a lot of stuff done, trying to get my house reset today. And then the rest of the week, honestly, we're just going to be probably chilling a lot. So I'm going to do a little garden update, little mini garden update. I'll talk to you about in a little bit. My sunflowers are finally starting to bloom, which I'm so excited about. And of course I have tons of zucchini and all that fun stuff, but I don't have as many like tomatoes as I thought I was going to have. So I'm a little bummed about that. So I'll give you guys a garden update here in just a second. Okay, so a mini garden update, kind of end of summer. By the time this video comes out, hopefully some of these tomatoes will have ripened. But so all my flowers that basically bloomed except for a few. So these are sunflowers, but I don't think they're gonna bloom. But I got a couple and I was so excited. And this little guy is trying to bloom. And I think I got one more bud right here. I'm so excited. So all the ones that actually did bloom, most of them are wildflowers, which I kind of am not surprised. These are all pretty much wildflowers. These are something else and I can't remember the name of them. But I did enjoy having flowers for my my kitchen table, or kitchen table. So these are my tomatoes, and I'm like, they did not grow as well this year as I thought they would. So I'm a little disappointed, but there's a ton of green ones. I'm hoping they'll ripen and I can maybe use them to can some tomatoes soon. So this is a yellow zucchini plant and it is ginormous. Like, look how big it is. It is literally overflowing and like touching the other flower bed. And then this is like a regular zucchini plant. And so I still have a bunch to get off of there, but I'm not going to freeze it this year because they did not work out. My bean plants, I've been picking some beans off there. That looks like there's a few more I can pick. And then my carrots, I'm not sure how well they're doing. They are really, really skinny. I think I put too many in a row, but you know, hindsight's 20/20. And then my cucumbers, I've gotten a couple cucumbers. There's a few more coming, and it's also kind of coming off the bed. So I might need to figure out something different next year for them. And then my gypsy peppers, I've picked a few, and it looks like this one's almost ready. I got 3 more left, and then I had the 2 bell peppers off of that one, so I thought that went really well. So overall, I feel like I've had more success in some ways, but also kind of less success, if it makes sense. Last year I got a ton of tomatoes, and so I was able to actually get, I think it was like 4 or 6 cans of like diced tomatoes. But what I'm actually going to probably do, and I'm like, there's still tons of blooms, there's still possibilities, but I just feel like they're not really growing. So I'm thinking this was all new soil, this raised bed I put in this year. The rest of the beds had sat for a year, and I think they kind of like the soil got, we put some like fertilizer on top. I think this one we didn't because we just used the soil we bought. So I'm thinking next year we're going to hopefully see improvement, because I think we'll do the same thing we did the other beds. I might even add another bed this fall to put the soil in and get it prepped and ready for next spring, because my goal is to probably have 6 beds next year. I'm just kind of slowly building up my garden. I'm not an expert gardener, but I'm going to try to do potatoes out here because I planted potatoes over there, and once again, like, I didn't water them as much as I probably should have, and so they all kind of died. So I will probably give a final update whenever it's all said and done and kind of talk about it, but I think I'm actually going to order tomatoes from the bulk fruit and vegetable farm I've told you guys about, and so I think we're going to do that and try to can in the near future. So I think right now what's ripe is peaches and tomatoes for what I would buy, and my husband really wants apricots, so I'm going to try to see if I can get some of those. So that's my little mini garden update for the pretty much end of summer. All right, so moving along today, the next big thing I want to get done is getting this trailer reset. So we got this back and parked. This is about mid-August that I'm filming this. And so yeah, so we actually went the last weekend in July, we went to the beach and did a big little camp out there. There's a KOA out there that has pools and it has golf and it has like all the fun things. And it was a really good trip too. It was nice because there's so much to do at the campground that we ended up going to the beach, but we really didn't have to if we didn't want to. So we're kind of hoping to maybe make that an annual thing. Next year is going to be a little bit different, but we're not quite sure like what we're going to do. But I'll be honest, you guys, I start planning kind of mentally our camping trips pretty much a year in advance. Where we live out in the Pacific Northwest, camping is very popular. And so to get like good camping sites, you generally have to be booking them like as soon as they come available, which is normally in the like late fall, winter time for like summer stuff. And we also try to start camping like in the springtime because it's good. My husband grew up camping. I grew up camping. Our kids, we want them to have that experience. It's really important for us. So yeah, so we did basically back-to-back camping trips. We did the beach camping trip, and then we went to the lake literally the next weekend. We ended up staying a little bit longer in our where we were planning on, and it actually took longer than we planned to get there and back. So we'd never been to this lake before, and it was a longer drive than we thought it was going to be. But all in all, the kids actually did really good, considering all the craziness. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of cleaning up the kids' area. So we have these like, what are they, like mattress pads that are like, oh, what are they called? They're just mattress pads that are like waterproof, because my kids used to have bedwetting issues. They don't anymore, but I still keep them on there in case of spills or kids get sick, because, you know, crazy things happen on camping trips. So so basically all their bunks in the back have these mattress pads on them, and then just we took a king sheet, camper sheet, and just cut it in half and basically tucked it around, and that's kind of how we created this like their bunks, just to kind of make them a little bit like ours, and then just keep them looking nice. So I'm just kind of tucking the sheet around, and then I'm just going to fold up their blankets. They generally just kind of sleep with blankets. They do have sleeping bags, but I actually pulled them out because my girls were headed to camp that week, so they didn't have their sleeping bags in there. So basically doing the same thing for the bottom bunks, and these are old sleeping bags from when my older two were really little, so now they've been passed down to the younger two, but they're really not using them yet, because obviously in our trailer we don't need like super heavy blankets, because we have a heater, and the heater's propane, so even if we like primitive camp, we can still obviously keep our trailer warm. So I'm just kind of folding all the blankets up and kind of tucking them into the back there, so they'll look nice and clean. And then all the blankets that the kids actually use, I put them by their pillows, just kind of tidying it up. And I like doing this. I wasn't able to really do it that much last week because we had literally 2 back-to-back camping trips. So we just kind of brought everything in and washed it, and then brought it back out and threw it in, and then just headed out. So this time I'm actually doing better. We do have one more camping trip over Labor Day. We're going to a new campground, which I'm kind of excited about. I'm hoping it's I've heard most people that know of this campground really like it, so it might be a place that we'll be going to more often. It has a few more amenities, like a couple more parks. There's also a lake there I'm not sure if it's a swimming lake, but yeah, so we'll kind of see how it goes. We're kind of looking to checking out some new camping places. We generally, my hope at least for the next foreseeable future, is to kind of camp, unless we have like a different kind of trip going on, camp like once a month in the summer, so that we can, I don't know, it's a good place to reset. It's good for the kids. I feel like being out in nature has always been something that my husband and I really enjoy. Like I said, we did our camping trip, we did our backpacking trip for the first time this year, and it was amazing. So we're kind of mentally planning for that too. But yeah, so we're just kind of focusing on getting reset. I'm kind of mentally getting myself ready. I actually have started this week focusing on getting the kids back in their school routine, like even like bedtime, making sure they're going to bed on time, making sure I am going to bed on time, and making sure I've actually changed my alarm clock back to like the early school times that I need to get up. So this is kind of after I got everything all cleaned up. I wiped everything down, and it is all ready for our next camping trip. And then probably I'll do some more like winterizing type stuff whenever we're done with our last trip, just because we won't be using it as much. So I'll probably do another like deep clean so that it's ready for our next trip. So I've been very busy today. I have got a lot done. Feeling pretty worn out and ready to rest. So I hope you guys are enjoying the rest of your summer, and thank you so much for coming along with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.